Oh, I'm nice. I'm
Oh,
very well.
okay. Thank God, Danilo. That was great. What about your weekend? I mean, your week. How was your week? Have you been studying a lot?
Oh, it has been so good too.
Oh, great.
And I am doing a course about computer to learn
Oh,
how construct one.
really? How nice, Danilo. Where? Where
It
are you?
is it is free in the site Cursing Video and have many
Oh,
courses very good
uh-huh. Oh,
and
that's nice,
free.
Danilo. So it's an online course.
Yes,
Oh, good. How nice. Congratulations. Very good. That's really nice. So, hi, Kathleen. Good to see you. Welcome. Good morning. So, guys, today is June 12th, Valentine's Day in Brazil, right? So, hey, good morning, Kathleen. So, we know that today, here in Brazil, people celebrate Valentine's Day, but um, in the English world, Valentine's Day is in February, more specifically, February 14th. Okay, so today doesn't mean much to us, but here in Brazil, yes, that's the way shopkeepers like to celebrate this thing, and then you know it's a chance for couples to buy something for the loved ones and have some fun. All right, guys. So today we are going to finish Unit 10 and start Unit 11. I know, I know we have been, yay, good morning, Carlos. Good to see you. I know we still have to do the second stop and check, but I will start Unit 11 anyway because I don't want to fall behind. And then next week, we can do a review of the units that will be requested for stop and check 2, which are units 7, 8, and 9 only. And then next week we can do that review. And then the following week, let me see the date, just to be more specific, June 26th. Yes, on June 26th, the last Saturday of June, we can have this stop and check 2. Okay, guys. All right. So, did you have a chance to do your homework from last week? I know you're having a hard time with the workbook correction, right? Because I've been sending you pages to do, but you don't have the answer key, and that's too bad.
teacher.
Yeah.
I do only the first page
Mhm.
and a part of the second.
Okay, Danilo. That's good. That's good too. Let me show you here now what I asked you to do last week. Look, last week, June 5th, we talked about modals of probability because that's the focus of Unit 10, right? So in that unit, we talked about modals. We saw some expressions with modals, and we also talked about the amazing Vikings in the reading part. And for homework, yes, pages 62, 63, 4, and 5, plus the worksheets. So here, I posted some links for you to do exercises online. So you don't need to print the worksheets. They're all online, most of them. The ones that are on PDF, you can do on your notebook. Okay, you can take notes and then you can correct because usually the worksheets have the answer key. So you can self-correct. Okay. But it's nice to do this because then you review the contents of Unit 10. Even if you don't do the workbook, here you have a great opportunity to practice the main topics. Okay, guys, great. So let's move back to our agenda for today. Yes, Today, guys, we are going to start from Unit 80, okay, which is the last, from page 80, sorry, which is the last page of Unit 10. This is Everyday English, if I'm not mistaken, and then we'll start Unit 11. So let's go there. Yes, Unit 80. So actually, we have 2 pages to go. So we have first the listening and the vocabulary, and then everyday English. Okay, guys, let's zoom in. Um, this lesson today talks about some tales that are usually known as cautionary tale. Okay, of course, the topic behind the story is synonyms, right? So we will take a look at some synonyms, but to illustrate the topic, they present this very nice story, okay? Also known as a cautionary tale. The name of the story, or the title of the story, is Sam Who Only Ate Jam. All right. So first, what do you understand by a cautionary tale? Do you have any idea?
No.
No? Nobody? Gabriel, Danilo. Hi, Carlos. Good morning. Good to see you.
No, teacher.
So, a cautionary tale is usually a story that is created to teach you a lesson, to warn you from a danger, right? Like, be careful, pay attention, don't do this, because if you do this, you may get sick or you may die, or so this is why it's called a cautionary tale. Okay. Yay, how nice. Very good, guys. Good morning, Nathan. So, a cautionary tale is a story that is meant to warn you of dangers to come and to keep you aware of the possible dangers of doing something wrong, okay? Something that is not okay for you, either for your health or for your safety. So, there are lots of cautionary tales. People use that a lot to illustrate, especially when they are teaching children, teenagers, important lessons. Okay, so this is one of those, a cautionary tale. So, this is the story of Sam and his favorite food. As you can see here, what is his favorite food? Jam. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, right? Talking about diabetes. Wow. So Ken Nesbitt writes thought-provoking poetry, the author of this story, right? Ken Nesbitt, for children. He was named a U.S. Children's Poet Laureate in 2013. All right, guys. So he got a prize for that. He's really an expert on writing stories for children and stories that teach them a lesson. Okay. So look at the title of the poem and the pictures. Guess the answers to these questions. So let's look at the title first. Sam, who, the second part, only ate jam. Look at the pictures on this page. All right. And then here, look, what happened to Sam? Look at the picture on the wall. That's very sad, isn't it? So, okay, after looking at the pictures and the title, let's see the questions. What did Sam say when he was offered food? Real
He
food.
probably said no for anything but them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Uh-huh. Always no. Okay. How did Sam act when he was offered food?
He he have he say no
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, he said no. And how did he act? He might have done something like, "Oh no, ew, ah, disgusting."
yes, reject.
Yeah, rejection, really, right? He would show disgust, rejection, right? Why did Sam die? What do you think?
He
Because
ate too much jam.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why, of
essa
course.
historinha é meio pesada.
Yeah. What might have happened if Sam had eaten more than just jam?
He might have been alive.
Yeah, of course. So you see, that's why it's called a cautionary tale, to teach kids that they shouldn't eat too much sugar. Okay, so let's listen and check. Just a second. Let me just enable the sound for you. And let me try to make it a little bit bigger so you can see better. I don't know why now we can't
Teacher,
enlarge. Yes, honey.
one question.
Mm-hmm.
When I use the modal verbs for probability, I
Uh-huh.
can I use to the future? Like in this situation, if Sam ate ate more things than Jen, he might have be he might have been alive.
Yes, of course. He might be alive now. If here
Okay.
we have to use like a mixed conditional thing. If Sam had eaten more than just jam, he might be alive today. So here we are mixing the conditionals. We are talking about a third conditional situation because it's a hypothetical situation in the past. If he had eaten more than just jam, and then I'm talking about the result today, he might be alive. That's a complement for the first conditional. So we are mixing the third and the first to talk about a probable situation now, like a new scenario. Okay? So if he had eaten more than just jam, he might be alive today. Okay?
Okay.
Right? All right. So here, we can also use, like you asked, to express something about the future. For example, if you study for your test, you might pass. So this is something that has to do with a future situation. Your test is next week. And I'm telling you, if you study for your test, you might pass. Okay, so there is a probability. Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So here, let's listen to that. Now the sound is okay. So see if you can listen, guys.
Track 9. Sam, who only ate jam. A cautionary tale.
There was a boy whose name was Sam. The only thing he ate was jam. When offered any other food, he'd claim he wasn't in the mood. He'd say, "I'm fairly full today," and push that other food away. And so he never tasted pie or gave spaghetti sauce a try. And even if you asked him please, he wouldn't chew on cheddar cheese. He couldn't stand potato chips. Bananas never crossed his lips. And not a bit of beef or lamb or deviled egg or candied yam would wind up on his dinner plate, for jam was all he ever ate. Now, as it happened, late one day, poor Sam expired. He passed away. We don't know why. It might have been some mineral or vitamin was missing from the food he ate and caused this clearly awful fate. Or maybe all that sugar made him fall to pieces, start to fade, until the day that eating jam at last became the end of Sam. We can't be certain why he died, but maybe if he'd only tried some yogurt or some celery, a piece of toast, a pear, a pea, a pizza crust, a grain of rice, a half an herb, a single spice, a spoon of soup with just one clam, then maybe we would still have Sam. Alas, he never ate a grape, or chocolate bar, or Belgian crepe, or lobster bisque, or Irish stew, or sauerkraut, or cheese fondue, or casserole, or sloppy joe. So this is all we'll ever know. Since jam was all he had to eat, his life was rather short and sweet.
Wow. Dramatic, right? And straight to the point. Okay. And one nice thing about this is that the lines rhyme, so it's perfect for children, right? But it's also good for adults who have a sweet tooth. Do you like sweet things, guys? I can tell you I do, but I try not to eat too much. Okay. Anyway, guys, we are going to complete the lines with a word on the right. Think of style, rhythm, and rhyme. It might help to say the poem out loud. Do the first verse. So here, guys, I just left the answers on so you could see the words that are missing, because our focus here, of course, is vocabulary. And but I want to talk to you about the food they mentioned here in the poem. You might not know what they mean, okay? So let's take a look at the first part here. We can do this together, even though we already have the answers there. There was a boy whose name was Sam. The only thing he ate was jam. When offered any other food, he'd claim he wasn't in the mood. What do you understand by claim? Let's see if we understand the meaning of some words.
Like, I don't know if that's the correct word, but it's like he made a statement that
Yes.
uh
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Exactly, right? He would make a statement that he was not in the mood. No, not today. I'm not in the mood. Okay? So he would claim he wasn't in the mood. He'd say, I'm fairly full today. This is a polite way they use they usually say that when they are satisfied. Here in Brazil, it's not polite to say that, but in English, it's okay, right? You can say, "Oh, no thanks, I'm full." Weird, isn't it? Anyway, I'm fairly full today, and push that other food away. And so he never tasted pie or gave spaghetti sauce a try. Spaghetti sauce is the red liquid that we use with spaghetti. Okay, guys, the red mix we make with tomatoes, garlic, okay, olive oil. So that's spaghetti sauce. And even if you asked him, please, he wouldn't chew on cheddar cheese. What's the meaning of chew on? Do you know?
it's like he wouldn't um, eat
Mm-hmm.
because chew is mastigar, né?
Yes, exactly. That's it,
Okay.
Kathleen. Congratulations. Very good. So you chew bubble gum, for example, right? You chew bubble gum. So here, because cheddar cheese is something chewy, kind of, right? Especially when it's melted. So they say he wouldn't chew on cheddar cheese and he couldn't stand potato chips. Wow. Bananas never crossed his lips. So this is an idea of saying that nothing like that ever entered his mouth. So it never crossed, excuse me, it never crossed his lips. Okay. And not a bit of beef or lamb or deviled egg or candied yam. So let's see that. Do you know what deviled eggs are? Check it out.
It's like ovo de Páscoa, no,
No.
or ovo de codorna também. Lá
No.
tem ovo de codorna nos
Yes,
Estados
yes.
Unidos.
Yeah. Let me show you the picture. I already have it here. Deviled eggs, guys, is when you boil an egg, okay? You cut the egg in half. You remove the middle part of the egg, the yellow part. You remove that, and then you put some kind of cream made of, I don't know, mayo and some spices, maybe even tuna fish, right? You mix something like a spread and then you put there in the middle of the egg. That's deviled egg. Let me show you a picture. I have it here. You remove the egg yolk, okay, guys, the center of the egg, and then you put a filling. And this filling is a mix of spices with mayo, okay?
It
That's how.
might be good.
Yeah, yeah. It looks good. I like that, really, but we don't have this habit here in Brazil. But there, they like eating that, especially children. Children love deviled eggs. So let me try to get here. Okie dokie. Yes, here you go. Okay, guys, can you see that?
Yes.
Yes, this is what they call deviled eggs. All right. So a lot of families in the U.S. they like to do this, especially when there is a party or any kind of gathering. So they create this dish. All right. Okay. So there we go. Let's go back to our book here. Candied yam. Do you know the meaning of that, guys?
I have searched here. I think it is salsicha, or no?
No.
When the image appear, it
Yeah, let me show you the picture of yam. Yam is a vegetable. Okay, guys, actually it's a root. Can you see that?
oh yeah,
Okay, this is yam, right? It's super healthy. It is super healthy. And there they make candied yam. It's a kind of sweet thing made of yam and sugar and cinnamon, some ingredients, okay? It's like candied pumpkin. You know, here in Brazil, we eat
oh
candied
yes.
pumpkin. That's common, but not candied yam. So what do they do? To substitute the yam, sometimes they make it with sweet potato, Okay, they change the yam for sweet potato, and then they make the candied yam, all right? But it's actually made more often with sweet potato now. So let me show you a picture of what candied yam looks like for you, so you know. Okie dokie. Yes, can you see that? Okay, guys.
Yes, I thought that that
Yeah.
was salsicha. It's very
No, 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 no. It's a vegetable. Nowadays, guys, they make it with sweet potato. So they cook the sweet potato and then they make this kind of caramel with sugar, cinnamon, and some other spices. And they mix and then it glows like this. Children love it. And it's healthy, kind of, except for the sugar. Okay, guys, but that's candied yam. Here in Brazil, we eat candied pumpkin. It's more common, right? We don't usually do this with sweet potatoes or even yam, all right? Oh, right. So this is what he rejected. So his mother, she was a very good cook, but he rejected everything, right? So not a bit of beef or lamb or deviled egg or candied yam would wind up on his dinner plate. Wind up on his dinner plate means would finish or would appear, let's put it this way, would appear on his dinner plate, for jam was all he ever ate. So even candied yam, which is something sweet, children love it, even that he wouldn't accept. Okay? So now, as it happened late one day, poor Sam expired. He passed away. Passed away is another way to say that somebody died, okay? Instead of saying, oh, he died, you can say he passed away. It's the same, and it's even softer, okay? We don't know why. It might have been some mineral or vitamin was missing from the food he ate. So just one observation here, guys. In American English, we say vitamin, but in British English, we say vitamin. Okay, so if you hear vitamin, it's correct too. It's just British. Okay, people. But in the United States, we say vitamin. Okay, both are correct. So here, some vitamin that was missing from the food he ate and caused this clearly awful fate. So, do you know the meaning of awful? Yes, very bad destiny. Okay. Or maybe all that sugar made him fall to pieces, starts to fade. What's the meaning of fade, guys?
It's like finish
Mm-hmm.
something.
Exactly. Yeah. Like an old picture, an old photo. If you have an old photo and it's really, really old, if the picture is not of a good quality, it may start to fade. Some images may start to vanish. Okay. Exactly. So that sugar made him fall to pieces, starts to fade until the day that eating jam at last became the end of Sam. All right. Poor Sam. Hey, Yago. Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yay. Good. We are doing pages 80 and 81. Okay. Vocabulary. We are just checking here this very nice cautionary tale. Sam who only ate jam. Okay. So here we are. We can't be certain why he died, but maybe if he'd only tried, some yogurt, or some celery. What do you understand, guys, by celery?
It's like
Cereal.
sucrilhos. Yeah.
No, that is cereals. Cereals. This is celery. Let me show you the image. It's a vegetable. Okay, guys, it's a vegetable too, just like yam, but this time celery is green. So let me show you the picture. It's a little small, but I hope you can see. Let me try to make it bigger. Yes. Can you see that, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this is celery. I don't know what we'll call this here in Brazil, but we usually make a salad with this, or I don't know if people make celery soup, but it's usually, we eat those in salad, I think. Okay, so.
We use this.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah, we do. But we use that mostly for salads, right? Um, in Rio, not so much, but in São Paulo, yes, they eat that a lot. In São Paulo, in the south, Curitiba.
Oh,
Aipo.
I think this is a little amargo. I don't know.
No, it isn't. No, it is not. It's nice. It's good. It tastes good.
Oh, it's
It is,
because I
it is
have
aipo.
eaten.
Yes, very good. Excellent, Kate. There are some different names. In São Paulo, they call it salsão. In São Paulo,
Oh,
salsão or erva doce, because it's sweet. It's
oh,
sweet,
okay.
okay? Here in Rio, they call it aipo. Yes, okay. Very good. Yeah, here in Rio, people don't usually consume this. It's not a habit, but in São Paulo and the places in the south, they eat this more often. Okay. All right. So back to to our book. That is celery. Excuse me, right? So he wouldn't eat that. So if he'd only tried some yogurt or some celery, a piece of toast, a pear, a pea, a pizza crust, a grain of rice, a half an herb, a single spice, a spoon of soup with just one clam. Do you know the meaning of clam, guys? No? I think you're muted, Kathleen. I can't hear you. Does anybody
No,
know?
I don't know.
You don't know clam. All right, a clam is like, it's seafood. Okay, guys, we find it in the ocean, and it has a hard part outside, hard part on both sides. Actually, it opens and closes. It's like this, a clam. Let me show you a picture. They like to eat that a
It's
lot.
like oyster.
Yes, like that, but it's smaller. A clam is something smaller that they usually make soup with. Here in Brazil, they call it vongole. I don't know if you know this in Rio.
I have never ate this.
Never. Yeah, this is common in this is very common in other countries. In other states, like São Paulo, for example, they like to eat that in the soup, okay? It's like a mussel, okay? So usually clams are like this, okay, guys? Can you see that? Yeah.
I didn't know that we can eat this.
Yeah. They like to prepare clams, like here, for example, in a soup, kind of soup. I don't know how they can eat this because I've never really tried this thing. but this is a perfect example of a clam. Look here, okay? So how do they make the soup? They remove the filling, okay? And then they put some spices and then they make a soup. Not like this. This is a Japanese style, okay? The Japanese clam soup. But the soup we eat here in São Paulo, we call vongole, because it comes from Italy, right? Look, okay? So vongole is the Italian name for clam. So we usually eat like this, sometimes without, yes, only this. Look, only the filling. Usually they remove the crust, they remove the external part. They only keep the interior. So it's, yeah, they usually do like this. They mix with spaghetti. Look, this is typically from São Paulo, spaghetti al vongole. Okay, guys, they eat that very often in São Paulo, but not with the clam part, not with the hard part inside. Sometimes they just put to decorate, just as a decoration thing, but it's not something common. It's really, it's a nice dish. Some restaurants in São Paulo offer this dish, and it's really interesting. But anyway, okie dokie, I think I'm hungry. Okay, so back to here. A spoon of soup with just one clam, he wouldn't even take that. Sam never tried any of those, right? Then maybe we would still have Sam. Alas, he never ate a grape. What do you understand by alas, guys? No idea. Alas is the same as unfortunately. Okay, guys, it's when you feel sorry for something. It's like we're expressing a feeling of pity, right? You go like, alas, he never ate a grape. So it's like, unfortunately, he never ate a grape or chocolate bar or Belgian crepe. Do you know what Belgian crepe is?
Oh, I think it is the uh, in Portuguese. I think this is a crepe, crepe.
Yeah, but the Belgian one
But
is different from the one we have here.
não no palitinho, é aquele que parece uma tapioca, assim.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right. Yes, and the Belgian crepe is really thin. It's something really delicate. It's different from the crepe we eat here in Brazil, that they put this very thick dough and then they put filling inside and they put a lot of stuff. That's totally different from Belgian crepe. Okay, guys, let me show you the picture. I have an image here.
Parece uma panqueca quadradinha, assim.
Yes, yes. Actually, it's triangular usually, right? I have a picture here. I've already separated
Tinha
a
negócio
picture.
desse no shopping.
Yeah,
Acho que era
look.
crepe lux, não.
Yeah, okay. This is a typical Belgian crepe. This dough here is very thin, very light. It's not heavy, okay? And they don't put too much filling inside. So it's not something stuffed, okay? It's something really, it's a classic dessert in some countries.
What is stuffed?
Stuffed is full of something inside,
Ah,
okay?
okay.
So it's not stuffed. It's something very delicate, very, it's minimalist, okay? It's a minimalist dessert. So it's really nice. It's very light and it's really good. So this is the Belgian crepe. So here they are saying in the book, that not even that he tried, okay? So he didn't like that. Poor boy. Excuse me. Wow. So here we have, so alas, he never ate a grape or chocolate bar or Belgian crepe or lobster bisque. Another thing we may not know, what is a lobster bisque? Do you know? An Irish stew, sauerkraut, or cheese fondue. Cheese fondue, you know, right? Okay. We have that a lot here in Brazil, especially in cold places like Penedo, São Lourenço, and Campos do Jordão, right? We have these things.
Yes, in the south.
Yeah, in the south, they eat a lot, especially now in winter. They eat cheese fondue a lot and chocolate fondue as well.
It's very good.
Yeah, it is.
I like more the of chocolate.
Yeah, me too. So let's see all these items here, guys. We have a list of items that maybe they're not so common because we don't eat those things too often here in Brazil. This one, yes, but these ones here, no. Lobster bisque, Irish stew, sauerkraut, and sloppy joe. So let me show you the picture of each one of them. Lobster bisque is like a creamy soup made of lobster. It's really good. So let me show you that. Okay, let's see that. Yes, there you go. Can you see the soup? Yes, people, can you see that? Okay, so lobster bisque, and this soup is creamy. Okay, it's not something liquid. No, it's very creamy, and there are some pieces of lobster here. Okay, you all know lobster, right? That we have here in Brazil.
Camarão?
No,
No.
that is shrimp. What you said, we call that shrimp, or prawns, okay? Shrimp or prawn, what's the difference? Shrimp is the small one. Prawn is usually the bigger one, okay? But this one here is lobster. Who knows the meaning of lobster? Sorry, Kathleen, can you say again, please? Yes, thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much. Okay, did you see that, Danilo? He wrote on the chat for you.
Yes.
Okay, so this is
Okay.
lobster, and lobster bisque is a cream seasoned, okay, some spices, and the main part of the bisque is the lobster. All right, so lobster bisque. You can also have some other seafood items and make a bisque out of that. So a bisque is usually a creamy soup. Okay, guys. All right, the next one we have there, let me get it for you here, is the sauerkraut or sauerkraut, sorry. The sauerkraut is made of cabbage. So let me show you here. Can you see that? Sauerkraut is, of course, a German dish made of cabbage, and when you put that with some spices and you preserve that for a while, so it gets really sour, okay, like pickles, all right? So it's basically pickles made of cabbage. So this is really spicy and kind of acid. Okay, guys, can you visualize that? So this is the sauerkraut. They eat that a lot in sandwiches, and okay, you can see those things in restaurant menus. You may see that, oh, sauerkraut. Oh, so if you like spicy things, pickled things, then you will like sauerkraut. Okay, guys, yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Irish stew. Irish stew is something very simple. We may have that here in Brazil in a different version. But this is the Irish stew. It's usually here, the meat makes a difference, okay? Here in Brazil, we call that cozido, right? In general. So a stew is in general cozido, right? But Irish stew is usually made of lamb. Okay, the meat they choose here is lamb meat. But here in Brazil, we eat stew in many different ways, right? All right, so this is the Irish stew. Okay, and the next one, the sloppy joe. This is nice. You will like that. Okay, can you see that? So sloppy joe,
Yes.
yes, sloppy joe, guys, is a sandwich made of ground beef. Okay, yes, exactly. Okay, so it's ground beef burger. It's not a hamburger, but it's the ground beef with all its spices and the sauce. You know, that's a sloppy joe. So sometimes when you're hungry and you don't have a hamburger, but you have ground beef, so you you make it like that, and then you put inside your bun here, and you eat a ground beef sandwich. That's a sloppy joe. Okay, people. Another picture I got here of a sloppy joe. Yes, here you go. Look. Okay. Sometimes, guys, they can put some chili pepper here so it gets hot, spicy. So they like to mix chili with ground beef so it gets a little spicier than the regular ground beef. And then they put it in a sandwich, they put it in the bread, and they eat it. It's really good. Okay. We don't have this habit here in Brazil of eating sloppy joes. Oh, right. So let's go back to our book page. Let's go here. So none of that would please our little Sam, right? He would reject everything. So alas, he never ate a grape or chocolate bar or Belgian crepe or lobster bisque or Irish stew or sauerkraut or cheese fondue or casserole or sloppy joe. What is a casserole, guys? That one I missed. Let me show you casserole. We have that in Brazil. Okay, guys, this is something that we do have in Brazil. Look, can you see that? Let me, okay, now, okay. Casserole in English is the same as salt pie, okay? We call it in Portuguese when we make this kind of pie with
Oh, it's good.
vegetables. Yeah, it is really good. So in English, we call that casserole, okay? We don't say salt pie. Salt pie in Brazil, but in English, it's casserole. Let me show you another picture of casserole. Yeah, this is really yummy. Okay, guys. So this is what they call casserole. That's really good. So it's really kind of, of course, there is egg, vegetables, some flour. Okay, it's a mix, and then they make a kind of pie. Okay. Okie dokie. So none of these things. So this is all we'll ever know. Since jam was all he had to eat, his life was rather short and sweet. Poor Sam. So now let's listen one more time. So you can listen now with full understanding of all the vocabulary. Okay. So let me play that one more time.
Track 9. Sam, who only ate jam. A cautionary tale.
There was a boy whose name was Sam. The only thing he ate was jam. When offered any other food, he'd claim he wasn't in the mood. He'd say, "I'm fairly full today," and push that other food away. And so he never tasted pie or gave spaghetti sauce a try. And even if you asked him please, he wouldn't chew on cheddar cheese. He couldn't stand potato chips. Bananas never crossed his lips. And not a bit of beef or lamb or deviled egg or candied yam would wind up on his dinner plate, for jam was all he ever ate. Now, as it happened, late one day, poor Sam expired. He passed away. We don't know why. It might have been some mineral or vitamin was missing from the food he ate and caused this clearly awful fate. Or maybe all that sugar made him fall to pieces, start to fade, until the day that eating jam at last became the end of Sam. We can't be certain why he died, but maybe if he'd only tried some yogurt or some celery, a piece of toast, a pear, a pea, a pizza crust, a grain of rice, a half an herb, a single spice, a spoon of soup with just one clam, then maybe we would still have Sam. Alas, he never ate a grape, or chocolate bar, or Belgian crepe, or lobster bisque, or Irish stew, or sauerkraut, or cheese fondue, or casserole, or sloppy joe. So this is all we'll ever know. Since jam was all he had to eat, his life was rather short and sweet.
What a sad story, isn't it? Even though it's a poem, it's quite sad. Okay, guys, so let me show you the answers to activity 5. Why is this poem a cautionary tale? What is the tone? Now I think you can tell me.
Oh, it's to do the child um eight other things that um the child would ate only one thing, or like
Yeah.
not jam, but uh,
Uh-huh.
food that
Yes, that's true. Because some
love.
children, they have a favorite food and they only want to eat that. Okay, for example, noodles. Some children love noodles and all they want is noodles all the time for lunch, for dinner, nothing else. So, yeah, that's something interesting, as that's why it's a cautionary tale. We are told that Sam's life was short and sweet. Why is this funny? Because of the meaning of the word sweet. Okay, guys? Because we have, when we say something sweet, we can refer to sugar, right? Because he ate only jam, so that's sweet. But we can also refer to sweet as something nice, something good. So this is a double, there is a double connotation here. So that's why it's kind of funny, right? His life was short and sweet. Okay, both sense of the word. So his life was short. Yes, it was short, but sweet only because of the jam he ate. Okay, so let's check it out, guys. Here we go. All right, look. The poem is a cautionary tale to warn children against being picky eaters. Okay, or eating only sweet foods. The tone is light-hearted and playful, okay, despite the awful result it describes. So they try to make it light-hearted, even though the guy dies in the end, but they try to make it like playful because of the rhyming thing, you know? They use rhyming and they use different kinds of dishes. So it's light-hearted and playful. The choice of the phrase short and sweet is funny because it is a play on words, like I said, that both describes the brevity of Sam's life and the sweetness. Example, sugary diet he insisted on. Okay, guys. So just like we said. Okay, so let's go on to the next part. Sorry. So here they have in this final discussion some questions about our favorite stories as a child. So what were your favorite stories as a child? Do you remember any of them?
Oh, it's not a cautionary tale,
Uh-huh.
but I I would like so much about the three pigs.
Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, that's a good one. The Three Little Pigs. Uh-huh. Okay. I also liked um, that story about the giants. I think it's John and the Bean Tree. John and the Bean Tree. I think it's that word in English. I don't remember how we call that in English, but in Portuguese it's something like this: John and the Bean Tree. Do you remember this story? He plants some
Yes, yes,
beans and
and
then it becomes a huge tree and then he climbs up the tree and then when he gets to the top he finds some giants. Yeah, that's one of the stories I can remember. So here we have some stories that we had in our childhood And here the final question is, were they cautionary tales? Did they have a happy ending? What do you think? I don't think they weren't, really. I don't think they were cautionary tales. Not all of them. Maybe one or two, yes, but not the ones we remembered. And yes, they had a happy ending. At least the one I remember. Yes. And the three piglets too. Yeah, they had a happy ending. Okay.
When I didn't want to read something, my mom um showed to me situations, real
Situations.
situations. Reels,
Oh,
no.
really?
Oh,
Really?
it is right about tipo, como é que eu falo? Tipo, histórias reais. Reels,
Real life
stories.
stories. Real life stories.
Yes.
So your mother would share real life stories with you when you wouldn't eat something? How nice.
Yes, in the internet, he showed me
Oh,
um, that I would go to the hospital if I didn't eat.
if you didn't eat something. Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Good way to teach. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty similar to cautionary tales. Very good. Yeah. So let's take a look now at another group of vocabulary words that actually are part of everyday English. And as we know, everyday English words, they are never evaluated, they will never be on your test, but they are important. We use that in everyday English. So this topic is about metaphors and idioms using body parts. So this is something curious to check, right? So here, which part of the body is associated with intelligence? We usually associate the head with intelligence, right? So usually the head is the symbol of intelligence. It's even so much so that when somebody is very intelligent, we say the person has a big head. Okay, isn't it? Manual skills. Which part of the body is associated with manual skills?
I
Like
think the
arm
hands,
or
The hands, yeah.
head.
the
And the
foot.
emotions.
Oh, I don't know what I say. The the how can I say tipo interno?
The heart.
Yes,
Yeah.
the heart.
Yes, we
Eu
usually
não sei como tipo
associate
falar sério.
heart. Yeah, we usually use the heart to associate with our emotions. Okay. All
Yes.
right, guys. So before we start this, let me take a picture because a lot of people are coming and going. So let me take a picture of the participants here because otherwise we'll never have a list. So let me take a picture just quickly. Wait a second. Okay. Let me save this. Guys, in number 2, we have some phrases in italics. And they are metaphors. Okay, guys? They ask us to rephrase them. So I would like you to take a look in silence, please, at this 8 phrases here, 8 sentences with the phrases in italics. See if you understand the meaning of the phrases. Okay? While you do that, I will save our picture. Just a second.
Teacher,
Yes.
in this case, I have my hands full. It can't be, oh, no. How can I say ocupado?
Busy.
Yes, it can be busy,
Yes.
but I am busy. Because when I read this part, I remember when we go to the supermarket and go and get home with a lot of,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes.
yes,
You are reading
of,
with the, yeah, with the literal meaning.
yes,
Yes. The literal meaning is like that, but here it has a metaphorical meaning. It means that you were busy, right? You have lots of things to do, but not necessarily things in your hands. Okay? Okay, guys, have you read?
Yes.
Good. So let's see if you understand the meanings and you can infer the meaning from context. So, like Danilo already said, the first one, what idea do you get by hands? I have my hands full right now. What do you think he wants to say?
I'm doing a lot of things.
Yes, okay, great. Number number two, guys, give me a hand. Can you give me a hand with the sofa?
help.
Yes, good. She's heading for great things in life.
She's she's preparing. She is on the way to do great things in life.
Yes, excellent. She's on the way. Yeah, very good. It's like you're predicting something good or great things will happen. But she's not at all big-headed. What does that mean?
Intelligent.
She's not much smart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
My daughter has a very good head for business.
She's good at business. She's good doing business.
Uh-huh. Yes, very good. She's good
Yes,
at business.
she
Uh-huh.
she have a good vision about
Mm-hmm.
business.
She shouts a lot, but she really has a heart of gold.
She's a good person.
Yes, excellent. We had a heart to heart and things are clearer now.
They had an open conversation. They
Yes.
okay.
Uh-huh. Very good, Iago. An open talk, an open conversation. Okay. Very good. My parents wanted me to be a lawyer, but my heart wasn't in it. Now I'm a journalist.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I really didn't want to do it or I didn't like it so much. So my heart
Teacher,
wasn't in it. Yeah.
I didn't understand the seven. What Yang said.
Oh, we had a heart to heart and things are clearer now. So we had a frank conversation, an open conversation.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So let's check out the answers. Here, look, just like we said, okay? The first one, I'm busy. Number two, help me. Number three, she's likely to achieve great things in life. Sounds like predicting, like I said. She's on the way to achieve great things in life. But she's not at all arrogant. So arrogant can also mean big-headed. Okay, guys. So what is the meaning of arrogant here, like in Portuguese? Sometimes you want to show off that you know a lot, so you are arrogant. Okay, that's the idea. You know a lot, but you like to show off. Okay, so that's the idea here. She's not at all arrogant. She's not at all like that. Okay. My daughter has the right mental skills or a mental a business or mental ability for business. So she has the skills. She's good at business. Okay. Number 6, she shouts a lot, but she's really a very kind and generous person, like a good person. We had a sincere and honest talk. Okay, Danilo. It's like a frank, open conversation. And I wasn't
Okay.
interested or enthusiastic about it. Okay? So if you are not interested in something or if you're not enthusiastic about something, you can say that your heart isn't in something. My heart wasn't in it. Okay? All right. Let's see here now. Complete the sentences with one of these expressions. We have some more body idioms. That's what we call them. When we have a phrase that has a metaphorical sense, we call it an idiom, right? So here, let's see the first one. My car's been driven over 200,000 miles. It's now I'll have to buy a new one. What do you think?
Pulling your leg?
No, not that.
Oh, it's less legs.
Ah, okay. It's on its last legs. Okay. Just to say that something is already over, like
Teacher,
too
what
old.
is pulling your leg?
Pulling your
Oh, yeah.
leg, it's an idiom that means when you are trying to deceive someone, you're trying to play a joke on someone, trying to betray someone, right? To
Okay.
deceive, like playing like a joke. Suppose you tell me, oh, listen, I'm going to the United States next week, so I'll be absent next class. And then I say, ah, come on, you're pulling my leg. All right. So,
Okay.
okay, guys. So try to complete all the other expressions here. I'll give you, let's say, 3 minutes. It's 11:47. Try to do that until noon, and then we correct. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Simon.
Tiago, hi,
I'm
welcome back.
the I just went down, so I'm back.
Oh, that's okay, no problem, Iago. Thank
Whatever
you.
it is.
Okay, we are doing number 3, and I asked the students to try to do from numbers 2 to 6
Okay.
using the phrases in the box. Okay,
Okay.
I gave them 3 minutes, so
Thank you.
Hey guys, can we correct?
Yes, yes. I managed it. I think.
Okay, good. All
I
right.
think.
Okay, let's see, guys. Number two, what did you put there?
With so many celebrities, success goes to the head and they start to believe they're really special.
Yes.
Great. Yes, very good. Success goes to their head. Yes, that's true. That's true. It really happens, right? Very good. Number three, guys, what do you have?
She's being very and
Courageous.
courageous and putting on a brave face, but I know she's a lot of fun.
Good. Yes, putting on a brave face. It's when you want to show that everything is okay when it's not, right? So you're trying to look, okay, I can handle this. It's okay. So I'm putting on a brave face. Okay, guys. So number four. Wow, you really?
Landed on your feet by getting
Yes.
such a great job so quickly after finishing college. Simone, what's the
Yes.
meaning of landed on your feet?
Okay. Landed on your feet is when you're lucky.
Okay.
So you're really lucky because you got a great job quickly after finishing college. Not everybody can do this, right?
Yes.
And you were lucky, so you really landed on your feet.
I just got this one right because I did the others and this
Oh,
one, yeah. And I was like, okay.
all right. That's good. Yeah, that's the idea. Sometimes we eliminate and we get to find the answers. But yeah, that's the idea. You landed on your feet. We say that when somebody is lucky, because this expression comes from cats. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know who has
Yeah.
cats here, but sometimes cats
Now that
when
you explained, I have an idea.
yeah, when cats fall, they usually turn around and they land on their feet. And it's
Yeah.
something very quick, but they are able to do this. And so they don't get hurt because they're always landing on their feet. So, metaphorically speaking, it means that someone is lucky, right? Because
Thank you, Simone.
you're welcome. So, number five, what do you have for number five?
Shu
She,
says some really cruel things. Yes, she has a sharp tongue.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so a person who says cruel things has a sharp tongue. Okay, number six, did you really tell Sue that I don't like her?
No, of
No,
course. I'm
I'm
just
just pulling your leg.
Yeah, I'm just pulling your leg. Come on. Okay, guys, great. So let's check it out. Yay, everything good. So listen to three conversations. Replace some of the phrases used with an expression on this page. So let's try to do this.
Track 10. Metaphors and idioms. 1.
How's the new job?
Great. I really got lucky. My boss seemed very strict at first, but underneath it all, she's very kind and generous. She understands the retail business really well, so she knows what she's doing.
2.
Can you help me fix my computer? I can't open any of my files.
Listen, you'd better accept the fact that your computer is ancient. It's been on the edge of not working for years. You can get a new one for about $500 these days.
Are you joking?
No, I'm dead serious.
3.
Pat's been unbearable lately. That promotion has made her feel more important than she is. She's been shouting at everyone. She's always spoken in a harsh and unkind way, but now she's upsetting everyone.
I know. I'll have to talk to her honestly and openly.
How nice. So here we have some phrases that we can replace using the idioms we learned here in exercise number 3. So let's see the first one. When the person asks, how's the new job? The person says, great, I really got lucky. So what could we say here instead of I really got lucky? Any idea, guys? I really landed on my feet.
Yes.
Yes, okay. You could have said that. Yeah, excellent, Nathan. I really landed on my feet, okay? That's it. So when we use idioms naturally, we show we are fluent, okay? So I really landed on my feet, okay? My boss seemed very strict at first, but underneath it all, sorry, she's very kind and generous. So,
She has a heart.
mm-hmm. Okay, this one here. She has a good heart. Is that it? She has a heart of gold.
Oh, yes.
Yes, she has a heart of gold. Okay, good. Now, she understands the retail business really well. So, let's see.
She has a good head. Yes.
No, she has a very good head for retail business. So she has a very good head for retail business. So she knows what she's doing, okay? She has a very good head, okay? Next one. Can you help me fix my computer?
Can you give me a hand with my computer?
Yes, very good. Can you give me a hand with my computer? Mm-hmm. Next, listen, you'd better accept the fact that your computer is ancient. It's been on the edge of not working for years. It's been
on its
yes, it's been on its last legs. Yes, very good. So here you could say it's been on its last legs for years. Now then the other person goes, are you joking? How can I replace this? The person said,
Are you just
yeah, are you pulling my leg? Yes, because the person said, you can get a new one for about $500 these days. And then you say, are you pulling my leg? Okay, guys. No, I'm dead serious. Okay. Pat's been unbearable lately. That promotion has made her feel more important than she is.
that promotion has gone to her head.
Perfect. Very good. That promotion has gone to her head. She's been shouting at everyone. She's always spoken in harsh and unkind way. So she's always had a sharp tongue. Yes, she's always had a sharp tongue. Just using that phrase substitutes everything here, okay? So she's been shouting at everyone. She's always had a sharp tongue, but now she's upsetting everyone, okay? I know, I'll have to talk to her honestly and openly.
I'll have to heart.
I'll have to have,
Okay.
okay? I'll have to have a heart-to-heart with her. Okay, so let's see, where is that? Yeah, a heart to heart is when you have an open, frank conversation. Yes, look, we had number 7. We had a heart to heart. So it's a noun, okay? So here I will have to have a heart to heart with her, okay? So we usually use that with the verb have. Okay, guys, great. So let's listen and check.
Track 11. 1.
How's the new job?
Great. I really landed on my feet. My boss seemed very strict at first, but underneath it all, she's got a heart of gold. She has a very good head for the retail business, so she knows what she's doing.
2.
Can you give me a hand to fix my computer? I can't open any of my files.
Listen, you'd better face the fact that your computer is ancient. It's been on its last legs for years. You can get a new one for about $500 these days.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm dead serious.
3.
Pat's been unbearable lately. That promotion has gone to her head. She's been shouting at everyone. She's always had a sharp tongue, but now she's upsetting everyone.
I know. I'll have to have a heart-to-heart talk with her.
Okay, so here, as you can see, they added the word talk, but it's also very common to say just, I'll have a heart to heart with her. Okay, guys. That's very simple. You don't need to use the word talk, okay? All right, guys. Yes, everything okay? So these idioms are very nice. And my suggestion is that you choose 3 or 4 from the list here and try to use it during the week so you can consolidate that memory in your mind, okay? That's how we learn vocabulary. We choose some words we want to remember, and then during the week, different occasions, we try to use these words when we are talking to someone. And then this way, we help our brain memorize the new vocabulary. Okay, if we just see once, chances are we will forget. Okay, so try to do this exercise. All right, guys. So here, they give us a nice tip. They say, find useful idioms or metaphorical uses for another part of the body in your dictionary and explain them to the class. So instead of doing this, I posted, but you can also do it if you want. I post here on our page on Google Classroom some other body idioms. Let me see if I can show you that. Here, I posted 2 files, okay? Let's see if we can open it up from here. All right. Can you see that, guys? Yes. So look, here we have 12 English idioms, body parts. The first one, to bite someone's head off, is to criticize someone angrily. So if somebody criticizes you angrily, you can say, oh, he bit my head off. Okay, guys, can you visualize that? Yeah. Another one, on the back foot, you are at a disadvantage and forced to be defensive of your position. So it's something like you are on the back foot when you are at an advantage in some situation, and that's why you were being defensive somehow, right? So you can say, oh, I'm just on the back foot here. Okay. All mouth and no trousers. This is really good. Someone who talks or boasts a lot but doesn't deliver. We can say, oh, he's all mouth and no trousers. Work your finger to the bone. To work extremely hard on something. So if you're working really hard on something, you can say, hey, you're working your finger to the bone. Get your hands dirty. become involved in something where the realities might compromise your principles. Okay, so we say that a lot of journalists who try to find out about, I don't know, a crime, and they they go to, for example, a community and start talking to people in the community, and sometimes they make believe they are part of the community, not police officers. So they try to solve a crime by getting their hands dirty somehow. So some investigators from the police, they do that. Okay, they get mixed up with the criminals so they can find out about a crime. Okay. Weak at the knees, to have a powerful emotional reaction to something and feel that you might fall over. So sometimes we get weak at the knees when we receive a prize, when somebody offers something, gives us something that we are not expecting, or something else happens, good or bad. Okay, guys, we can feel weak at the knees. Let's see the other one. Here we have some more. This is nice. Blow your mind, or something that is mind-blowing. So something that blows your mind is extraordinary or unbelievable. So something really interesting, you can say, oh, it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. Or if it's about an event, or I don't know, a piece of news, you can say, oh, that's mind-blowing. Okay. By heart, if you know something by heart, you learn something very well, or you know something word by word. So you can know about a topic by heart, or you can know a song by heart, or you can know the vocabulary or the irregular verb list by heart. Okay. All ears, to be very interested in what someone else is saying. So if somebody is talking to you, and then the person wants to check if you're listening, the person will say, are you with me? And then you say, yeah, sure, I'm all ears. Keep going. Okay, I'm all ears. Close shave. What is a close shave? It's describing something very close to an accident or narrowly avoiding it. Sometimes we say it's a close call. Okay, we have another expression for that. A close call is when you almost got involved in an accident, but you escaped for a short second. You were able to escape, or something avoided your participation in the accident, and you managed to escape, but it was very close. So it's a close shave or a close call. Get on your nerves. Yeah, this is something we use a lot. Something that annoys or irritates to a great extent. So, ooh, it's getting on my nerves. This pandemic, it's getting on our nerves, right? Let your hair down, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so if somebody's going out or going on vacation, you can say, oh, let your hair down. Roll your eyes. Teenagers love doing this when they want to show little interest or they want to express disbelief. So usually parents, they reprimand teenagers when they do this, because when the parents are speaking or talking, they go like, so parents, they say, don't roll your eyes on me. Okay, so this is a way to show that you are not interested or that you don't believe in something. Okay. So here, guys, you have some body expressions. Okay, for you, but there are lots of idioms involving body parts. You can check them whenever on the internet. You can find so many others. Okay, guys. So we are done here. We finished unit 10. And before we move to unit 11, I'd like to give a short break. Okay, so let me try to go here. Yeah, even the page needs to be reloaded. I have to log out and log in again. So let's have a 10-minute break so we can drink some water and you can stretch your legs a little bit if you wish. After the break, we start unit 11. Like I said, next week we will have a review of unit 7, 8, and 9 so we can do the stop and check, okay, on June 26th, 2 weeks from now. Okay, guys, but I want to move on and start unit 11 today because I don't want to fall behind on our schedule. Okay, so now it's 12:12, almost 12:15. So let's come back at 12:20, 12:22, so we can have it 10. Okay, so
Okay.
all right, guys, let's drink some water, then we come back.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, stay here. I'll just close my camera and pause recording so we don't need to spend time recording something that we
Okay.
aren't doing. Okay, all right,
Okay.
guys, see you in 10. All right, bye-bye.
Hello, Song.
Hi, dear. Hey, let's restart then.
Okay.
Can you see the picture I'm showing here?
Yes.
Yes, good. What can you see there?
It's a brain
Mm-hmm.
with the left side in black and white and the right one colored.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. Can everybody else see it? Yes, guys. So, have you ever heard of synesthesia?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the word synesthesia?
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
No.
synesthesia. No.
No.
Yeah, Iago, what do you know about synesthesia?
I don't know exactly how can I explain, but it's when you have your senses mixed for a reason, like
Yes.
you can smell, you can taste a color or feel a color.
Very good, Iago. Excellent. That's it. So it's when your senses get mixed up, and then when you listen to music, for example, you have a feeling of taste. You taste something different when you listen to that specific song, or when you see some numbers, you associate them with a color, with a different color. So number 1 is black, for example. Number 2 is blue. Or most usually when you listen to music, and this is what happens more often when people listen to something, they associate with either a taste or a color. Also, we have some problems with smell, right? So it can also be a symptom of synesthesia when these senses are kind of mixed up. I don't know if I could call that a superpower, but yeah, that's incredible. Imagine you listen to a song and then you can imagine that song in colors in your mind. So why am I saying this? So let me minimize this. Just a second. Let me go back to our lesson. Sorry, guys. Okie dokie. Let me share this here. All right, now we got it. So the introduction to this unit, unit 11, is exactly about synesthesia, or this phenomenon that happens when the senses get mixed up. So let's take a look there. We'll try to put the transcript here. All right. Can you see that? Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
Most people know that there are 5 main senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. All of these senses influence how we experience the world. But what's the most important sense?
I'll definitely say probably sight, I think. Without that, I don't think you would be able to get an impression of what's going on around you. Obviously, the other ones work just as well, but it's just seeing like everything in colour and in 3D can really kind of like give an impression of what things are without using the other senses.
I think that smell is the most important sense opposed to all the others, because it brings out the memories in people more than I feel other senses would. So if you were to smell a food that you were to smell when you were a kid, it would bring out an immediate sense of satisfaction or happiness that some others couldn't.
Of course, all senses are important, but what would it be like if you could hear color? For some people, this isn't a hypothetical situation. People with synesthesia experience this crossover of the senses all the time. Synesthesia is a relatively common but harmless neurological condition where people make connections between their senses. Some synesthetes, the name given to people with synesthesia, associate letters or numbers with a specific color. So the letter A might be red, or the number 1 might be blue. Others associate colors or shapes with sounds, and some even make connections with their sense of taste. While scientists have known about synesthesia for over 200 years, they knew very little about it. But today, they can use neuroimaging to see how our senses stimulate our brain. The sensory cortex is the part of the brain that deals with the senses. Different areas of the sensory cortex are stimulated by different senses. Scientists believe that synesthesia is caused by an unusual amount of connections between these areas. In the past, synesthesia was thought to be extremely rare. But today, scientists believe between 1 and 4% of the population have the condition. In fact, even people that don't have synesthesia often make connections between their senses. Professor Charles Spence is the head of the Cross-Modal Research Laboratory at Oxford University. He studies how multisensory perception affects the way we interact with the world and how this can be exploited.
I'm an experimental psychologist working here at Oxford University, and I'm interested in the senses, in hearing and vision and touch, taste, pain, and how those senses get put together in people's heads. And in this building with a lot of neuroscience going on, which means we try and understand the rules that connect your eye to your ear to your nose to your mouth.
Professor Spence calls this multisensory stimulation or multisensory perception.
So multisensory stimulation or multisensory perception refers to the idea that we have 5 senses or perhaps more: hearing, vision, touch, taste, and smell. And most of the time when we experience the world or products around us, they stimulate most, if not all, of the senses. So I think most people, when they're studying how the senses interact, tend to focus on hearing and vision. So why it is you hear the voice coming from the lips on the screen in the cinema, that would be called the ventriloquist's dummy illusion. And separately, there are people working in food science, thinking about how smells and tastes and the pain of a chili burn come together to give rise to flavours in the mouth. But those two things rarely come together, and that's a lot of the work that we do. And so that sort of link between, say, tastes and flavours and sound is the last one that anyone thinks about.
He believes we use multisensory perception all the time, when we're eating a meal or choosing a particular product in the supermarket. It is an important part of our everyday lives.
So take a lovely meal, and it's got to taste right, it should have the right aroma or smell, it needs to look visually appealing, the crunch, the sound should be right, as should the texture, the mouthfeel or the fattiness in the mouth. So all the senses are involved in the perception of food. And that maybe is the most multisensory of our experiences. But elsewhere, if I think about some sort of packaging or something, say this bottle here, it's got a certain weight, so that's got a tactile perception. It's got a feel of roughness, so that's kind of, it's also got a sound I can hear, a colour, and it'll have a smell. So all the senses are again being involved in my perception of this product and its packaging. And a lot of the work that we do with companies now is trying to help them enhance the multi-sensory appeal of what they're offering.
Professor Spence's team is working hard to improve our understanding of multisensory perception. A lot of this research is very useful for food businesses. Today, they are testing how different music can affect the taste of coffee.
We're looking at sort of synesthesia, which is this mixing of the senses. People who see coloured numbers or days of the week are the ones you see on television. But we think that maybe we're all synesthetes, kind of. So that when we give people in the lab downstairs different tastes, flavours, aromas, and we give them a choice of any instrument, any pitch of sound, just pick an instrument and a high note or a low note that goes with that taste. Say it's taste of coffee, or the smell of chocolate, or of raspberries. It sounds like a bizarre thing to do, and yet we've been doing it for years, and most of our subjects give reliable answers that are very similar to one another. So most people will say that sweet is high-pitched and probably a piano, whereas bitter tastes are kind of low-pitched and they're more brassy in nature. And when you find subject after subject who says the same thing, then you can use those insights to try and create soundtracks that synesthetically match the tastes of food.
We perceive the world through our senses. Everything we experience through our sense of touch, taste, smell, sight, or hearing. Therefore, a better understanding of how the senses work and how they work together will lead to a better understanding of the world we live in.
All right, guys. So do you consider yourself a synesthetist? Because synesthesia is something really interesting. Not everybody has that thing. Not everybody has this condition, but we use that somehow to a lower proportion. We are synethetists, as they call it, but some people can actually make this connection, right, between taste and sound, like he said. And how does that affect us in our daily lives? How are we affected by synesthesia? And how important it is for people who work with the public, like with a product. Example, classes. We have classes. Iago is a teacher, right? He teaches IT. So how can that affect his work if he tries to use some synesthesia in his teaching? How can you associate music with the things you do? For example, when you were studying a subject like math, for example, what kind of music would you associate with math or would make your studies more effective?
Actually, when I'm studying math for college or anything, I usually listen to classical music because it flows better.
Perfect. Excellent. So if you have ever tried this that Iago just said, you will feel the difference. When you're studying numbers, the best kind of sound you can have as a background is classical music. And do you know why? Because classical music offers the tones that work on your brain to understand better some calculus, some reasoning. It works better on the left side of your brain. So this is what classical music does because of the notes, because of the pitches that we have in classical music. It exerts more influence on the left side of the brain, which is the side you use more when you study math, when you study science, chemistry. Okay, so if you learn how to be more effective in your studies, you can associate different sensory stimulation to help you learn better. This is very interesting. So it's nice to start the unit with this idea and also with this topic, because sometimes we don't use the senses to our favor. We just take them for granted, right? The sense of smell, for example. Some people know how to work with this, and they put some scents around the house to stimulate a kind of feeling. Depending on the time of the day, they can use that really well. Okay, I knew a guy, he used to do that, and he had some special scents for different situations, even for studying, for learning. There are some special scents that we can use to enhance our learning capabilities. So try to learn more about it and work on your senses. Okay, guys? Very nice. So this lesson says it's all hypothetical. So it's going to, of course, work with our senses and especially here our emotions, right? So let's see the first part here. Look at this woman. What's the matter with her? Bridget Smith is feeling very sorry for herself. So read column A. What are her problems? Let's take a look at the situations there. So could anybody read the examples here from numbers 1 to 8, please?
Everything.
Yes, please, from 1 to 8.
It's raining again. I'm not going out tonight. There's nothing good on TV. I don't like my job. My boyfriend and I broke up last week. I know he won't call me. I feel really depressed. I can't talk to anyone about it.
All right. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh my God. Really? Everything is going wrong for her, right? So now we should match a line in A with a wish in B. And then let's listen after that and check. For example, the first one, it's raining again. How can she express your wish in a situation like this? I wish.
Wasn't.
Yes, exactly. I wish it wasn't. Okay, so here let's make the connection. It's raining again. I'm going to just make the first connection, okay, guys? Otherwise, now I'll give you some time to do the other connections, to make the other connections, sorry, from numbers 2 to number 8. Let's see if you can work it out. Okay, it's 41. Let me give you 3 minutes until 44. Okay, go ahead. Okay, guys, are you done?
Yes.
All
More or
right.
less.
Okay, so let's see what you have there. Number 2, guys, what did you put? I'm not going out tonight. I wish.
I was.
Yes, good. Number 3, there's nothing good on TV.
I wish. I lost the answer. There was.
I wish there was. We always backshift, okay? As you noticed, right? We have to backshift. That means we are going to use the verb that immediately comes before the original sentence. So if it's present continuous, we are going to use the auxiliary of the past continuous. If it's simple present, past simple, so on and so forth, right?
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's nothing good on TV, so I wish there was. I don't like my job.
I wish I did.
Yes, simple present, simple past. My boyfriend and I broke up last week.
I wish we hadn't.
Yes, very
Ah,
good.
vai mais passado ainda, né?
Yes, it's the past perfect. So we backshift a sentence in the simple past to past perfect, okay? So the auxiliary is had. So here it's the negative because I wish the opposite, right? We broke up, so I wish we hadn't, right? Number 6, I know he won't call me.
I wish he would.
Yes, very good. Okay, I feel really depressed.
I wish I didn't.
Yes, perfect. I can't talk to anyone about it.
I wish I could.
I wish I could. Excellent. So let's check the answers here. Here you go, everything. Oh yeah, this is the answer to the first one. This is how she feels. So the next one here, we have to listen and check. But let's see the answers there. Here. Okay, first of all, so you can see the logic, okay, and how we backshift, okay. I wish I wasn't, I wish I was. Okay, here number 5, we backshift from simple past to past perfect, okay. All right, people, yes, everything okay? So now let's listen so we can see how it sounds.
Unit 11, Track 12. 1.
It's raining again. I wish it wasn't.
2.
I'm not going out tonight. I wish I was.
3.
There's nothing good on TV. I wish there was.
4.
I don't like my job. I wish I did.
5.
My boyfriend and I broke up last week. I wish we hadn't.
6.
I know he won't call me. I wish he would.
7.
I feel really depressed. I wish I didn't.
8.
I can't talk to anyone about it. I wish I could.
Okay, great. Everything there, okay. So here we have some situations, as you can see in the pictures, right? Look at the photos. Each one illustrates someone's regret or wish. What do you think the regret or wish is? Look at this woman here. What do you think her regret is? As you can see, there are lots of books on her table.
And she looks tired.
She looks really tired. Yes, that's right. So what do you think her regret is, or her feeling?
Maybe she didn't sleep or she overslept.
Mm-hmm. And then she has to study for a test, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she regrets not studying more before and now she's overloaded, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about the second picture here?
Yeah, the children maybe they did something and everybody's like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, or they have nothing interesting to do,
Yeah,
probably, right? And they are bored. Okay. They feel sorry. Maybe the TV is not working. What about here? This picture, the first one. What is their wish?
the car?
Yeah, exactly. So they wish they had one of these cars, or they wish they could buy one of these cars. What about the boy here? What is his wish? Or what is his father's wish?
Don't know. Yeah, maybe he hopes the boy wins. The
Yeah. Probably they are saying, oh, I wish they could win, or I wish they scored a goal. So it's always wish plus simple past when I express I wish I have now. So for example, I wish they could win the game. I wish they could score a goal. And now here, what is the problem? The last picture.
uh, wishing he wasn't. I forgot the word we use for when you park on the wrong place and the guard
Yeah.
give ready to pay. How's it called? I forgot.
Yeah, you have to pay a fine or you get a ticket. Uh-huh.
Yeah. You wish you wasn't ticket.
Yes, so you wish, actually here he says, I wish, because now he parked, okay? So the situation happened in the past. So he can say, oh, I wish I hadn't parked here, or I wish I knew it was prohibited, or I wish I had seen the sign, because sometimes you park somewhere because you don't see the sign saying that it's not permitted. And then because you are distracted, then you get a ticket, you get a fine. And then you tell the police officer, oh, I'm so sorry. I wish I had seen the sign. Or I wish I hadn't parked here, but I was in a hurry. I had to go to the drugstore to buy medication. I don't know. Okay, so I'm so sorry about it. Okay, so in all situations here, they are expressing regrets or they wish something were different. Like here, for example, probably they wish they could go out with the kids, but it's the pandemic. They have to stay inside. They have to stay indoors with the children and they are bored. So here they could have said, oh, I wish we could go out, okay, with the kids. All right, people. So listen to the people talking. Who says what? Number the pictures in the order you hear. So here in these boxes, you are supposed to put the number according to the order you listen, okay? So let's do that before we go.
Track 13. 1.
Look, I know I shouldn't have parked here, but I was only gone 2 minutes.
I've already written the ticket.
Surely you could rip it up if you wanted. It was literally 1 minute.
1 minute, 2 minutes. You can't park here. It's as simple as that.
But I just had to run into the pharmacy to pick up a prescription for my sick grandmother. Maybe you can rip it up just this once?
I don't care what you were doing. I can't rip up a ticket. It's against the law. You have 2 weeks to pay.
2.
Oops.
No, there's no way I can go out tonight. I shouldn't have gone out last night.
Come on, we had a great time. It was a crazy party.
I know it was.
So when's your exam?
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. If only I hadn't left all my studying until the last minute.
I wouldn't worry if I were you. You know you always do okay.
There's always a first time.
Good luck anyway.
3.
If only we could just fly off to that island.
That would be amazing. I'd sit on a beach and read all day.
I'd just sleep forever. I can't remember what it's like to sleep all night long.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I'd never had kids. I mean, not really, but...
I know what you mean. No, you can't have ice cream. I said no.
4.
Nice shot, Charlie. Good job.
Don't you wish you still played soccer, Dad?
Me? No, I was never any good. But you could have been a great player if you'd wanted.
Nah, I wasn't as good as Charlie. Almost. Yes.
Yeah, he'll go far.
5.
Oh boy, what would you give to drive one of those?
Which one would you choose if you had the money?
That's one big if, but if I won the lottery, I'd buy the Aston Martin.
I wouldn't. I'd go for the Ferrari.
In your dreams.
So let's see there. What are the numbers? Which one is number 1, guys?
Letter E.
Yeah. Number 2.
A.
Letter A.
Yes, letter A.
A.
Exactly. Number 3.
B.
Uh-huh. Perfect. Good. Number 4.
G.
G.
Okay. Here. And finally, number 5. The boys.
D.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, guys. So as you could see, they all wished something was different. Okay. So now we are going to see their sentences, how they expressed their wish, okay? So I know we have only 3 minutes, but I just want to finish this one tiny part, okay? Because this will give a nice introduction to the topic from Unit 11, okay? So listen again and complete the lines. This time I will play and I will put the
Track
script for you,
13.
okay?
1.
Look, I know I shouldn't have parked here, but I was only gone 2 minutes.
I've already written the ticket.
Surely you could rip it up if you wanted. It was literally 1 minute.
1 minute, 2 minutes. You can't park here. It's as simple as that.
But I just had to run into the pharmacy to pick up a prescription for my sick grandmother. Maybe you can rip it up just this once?
Okay, so let's pause there and put the first one. I shouldn't have
Parked here.
parked here. Okay.
Park here.
Uh-huh. Okay. You don't need to complete all the other part. No, just I shouldn't have parked here. Now here she says, he says, surely you
Could
Rip it up if you wanted.
Yes, very good. You could rip it up if you wanted. To rip it up is to cut the paper, right? To eliminate the ticket. And then finally he says, maybe you can
rip it up just this once.
Yes, he's insisting. Okay, let's move on to number 2.
I don't care what you were doing. I can't rip up a ticket.
Okay, all right.
You can rip it up, right?
Maybe,
Third.
yes, maybe you can rip it up just once, yes. Here it's the answer from the answer key is wrong. You just have to put you can rip it up. As you can see here, I was opening just the answers from the book and the key is wrong. So it's missing can. Okay, guys? So maybe you can rip it up just this once. Make sure you include can here. All right? Now, next one, let's see.
It's against the law. You have 2 weeks to pay.
2.
No, there's no way I can go out tonight. I shouldn't have gone out last night.
Come on, we had a great time. It was a crazy party.
I know it was.
So when's your exam?
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. If only I hadn't left all my studying until the last minute.
I wouldn't worry if I were you. You know you always do okay.
Okay, so the first one, I shouldn't have
Gone
out last night. There you go. If only I hadn't
left all my study until the last minute.
Yes, very good. And I wouldn't worry
if I were you.
If I were you. Good. Moving on.
There's always a first time.
Good luck anyway.
3.
If only we could just fly off to that island.
That would be amazing. I'd sit on a beach and read all day.
I'd just sleep forever. I can't remember what it's like to sleep all night long.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I'd never had kids. I mean, not really, but...
Okay. Yeah. So let's see the first one here. If only we could...
Just fly off to the island.
Yes. It's a wish, right? Yes. So if only we could just fly off. That would...
be amazing.
Be amazing. I'd just sit on a beach, yeah, and read all day. And I just sleep forever here. It's the second one. So okay. I'd just sleep forever. Sometimes I wish. I'd never had kids. All right. Now moving on to number 4.
I know what you mean. No, you can't have ice cream. I said no.
4.
Nice shot, Charlie. Good job.
Don't you wish you still played soccer, Dad?
Me? No, I was never any good. But you could have been a great player if you'd wanted.
Okay. So don't you wish you...
still play soccer, Dad?
Yes. Uh-huh. Excellent. And then, but...
You could have been a great player if you wanted.
You could have been. So you see, guys, all the wishes, all the comments, they refer to the past, but it's like a regret situation or they feel sorry about something. So we use past simple a lot and we backshift to past perfect. Okay, so let's go.
Nah, I wasn't as good as Charlie. Almost. Yes.
Yeah, you'll go far.
5.
Oh boy, what would you give to drive one of those?
Which one would you choose if you had the money?
That's one big if, but if I won the lottery, I'd buy the Aston Martin.
I wouldn't. I'd go for the Ferrari.
In your dreams.
So let's see. What would you give?
To drive one of those.
To drive one of those. Very good. Next one. Which one would you choose if...
you had the money?
You had the money?
Yeah. If I won the lottery, I'd...
buy the Aston Martin.
Buy, okay. And I wouldn't. I'd...
go for the Ferrari.
Go
for the Ferrari. Excellent.
Ferrari.
Very nice. Ferrari. Yeah. Ferrari. Yeah. And then the guy says, oh, in your dreams. All right, people. So what did we learn today? Let's go back a little here. What did we talk about today?
Idioms.
Yes, we saw some idioms. Very good here on this page. Yes, some body idioms. Good. Expressions that use parts of the body, but they are metaphorical. Good. What else did we learn about this story here? Vocabulary, okay, basically listening and vocabulary. We saw some synonyms to talk about food, right? And also some verbs related to food and their synonyms. So we saw some vocabulary on that. And we also learned about a cautionary tale, what a cautionary tale is, right? Very nice. And then finally, what did we learn on unit 11 so far? In the beginning, we saw the video about synesthesia, right? And we learned that synesthesia is when you have a mix of senses in your brain and it makes you imagine certain things, right? When you are stimulated by a sense, then you have another one, like you listen to music, you see colors, you taste food, then you hear some sounds or stuff like that. So synesthesia. And after talking about the senses, we talked about wishes, right? So how we can express our wishes in English. We saw an introduction. So we know for a fact that we have to backshift the verb if we say something about a situation now, we have to put the verb in the past. So it's always backshifting, just like in indirect speech, right? We do the same thing. So guys, back to our page on Google Classroom. We have here some extra files for you to look up. We have some synonyms I posted here for you, body part idioms, and some material about wish and if only. And there is a worksheet for you to do to start practicing wish. Okay, guys. The workbook exercise would be from page 66 to 69 and online practice speaking 6, right? If you have access to the platform, you can do that. All right, people. So here I put the things we actually talked about today. All right. And if you need any help, please send me a DM via WhatsApp. Okay. So let me take a picture here. One more. Let me just stop sharing here. Guys, like I said before, next week we are going to have a review, okay, of units 7, 8, and 9 to prepare for a stop and check. A stop and check is only a test. It's only testing vocabulary and grammar, nothing else. There is no listening, no writing. Okay, people, so don't worry. Let me take this final picture here. Okay. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Thank you, Danilo. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you so much, Esther. Iago, thank you so much. Carlos, thank you. Nathan, Gabriel,
Thank
João
you
Victor.
from the awesome class.
Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. My pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful week. Okay, guys. And take care, all right? Meet you again on Saturday.
All right.
Thank you,
See you,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye. There it goes. Sneezing forever. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care.